Hey yo, and welcome back everybody. My name is Darksage Walker, and today we're going to be doing a kind of simple build. There's a reason for it, don't get me wrong. It's just, Last night at work, I got kind of, I'm going to say trampled, because that's not really the right word. It was just a weird night. So, take it for what it's worth, but I thought I would get myself back into the swing of things after having my recording schedule all messed up by doing something simple, and today it's going to be a just straight up power run. Well, I'm choosing to take a very different dash arcana than I normally take, because I wanted to A, try something that's supposed to be a little bit more controlling. Pardon me. And B, because I also want something to help activate Captain's Ring. If we're going for a power build, then let's try to get as much power as we can up front. There we go. And I don't really care where I start, so let's just go. Though incidentally, that works out quite nicely. I just don't have to worry about facing him later. Now, it would be great... Oh. Yay, I'm dumb. Now, it would be great if I could find a good wind arcana while we're doing this. Something like Airborne Slam would just be friggin' phenomenal. I mentioned Airborne Slam specifically. Okay, I'm getting tired of you. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, I mentioned Airborne Slam specifically because there aren't a lot of wind arcana that are based more on pure power. Most of them are rapid multi-hitting spells, which, again, that's fine. Wind is... that is Wind's modus operandi, but... Okay, so one of the things I'm noticing right now about what is the circuit line? Let me see. Yeah, I'm not worried about you. Maybe I should be. Oh, shop line. One of the things I'm noticing is that the duration of that line of electricity is not very long. So I don't know how controlling that's really going to be in the long run. Oh, hello, Permire. Though admittedly, that time it worked out quite well for me. See, sir, that is what we call ricochet. Should be more careful next time. Oh, I see so many relics here that I would definitely like to take. I mean, say what you want about the sale of a living creature, but I mean, it was on sale. I'm not about to turn away from a fairy friend in need. No, I don't. I've said this before, but for those of you wondering why his mirror shield didn't reflect back my stone shots. The Earth Knight's mirror shields will reflect back just about any... You actually don't have anything I want. Hey, thanks a lot, Iris. Alright, more money to spend at Anders' shop then. Speaking of which, let's make sure we've completed the floor so we I'm a genius. So we have as much money as possible to spend. I'm not the sort of person to normally curse trees, but in this case I'll make an exception. Fucking tree. Okay, I'm not worried about that. Alright, so... what do we take, as if there is an option? Ow. Alright, had that one coming, I was not paying attention. Alright, so this has been a great floor for relics. And yes, I could go back and get the Paralytic Venom Stone. I'm just thinking I would rather save my money to hopefully get some either a good Wind Arcana or some Arcana upgrades. The one that I really actually want is the Tidal Blast upgrade, because the Tidal Blast upgrade will come with a shield. And along with the shield comes the ability to essentially eat some enemy attacks and come out the other side unscathed. Aim. Alright, we'll use the pit instead. I tried to be all cool and didn't work. But once again, I'm seeing things here that I'd really like, namely Jade's Chakra Locket and the Sidewinder's Badge. I'm also seeing the Ironclad card holder over there. Which, granted, it's not doing much for me right now. And I've already seen Cremire once, so it's very unlikely I'll see him again unless I get his token. Okay, you know what, buddy? You did that to yourself. I am not to blame for your decision to end your existence. Now, some of you might be asking, and for good reason, hey Dark Sage, why would Sidewinder's Badge be a good thing? I thought the additional damage from Sidewinder's Badge was only good if you had an Arcana that scored a lot of hits. Well, look at it this way. When I get to upgrade my Stone Shot, it's going to go from doing 3 hits to doing 6. And the downside to it, of course, is that those hits do reduce damage. So, in that instance, actually, the Sidewinder's Badge will vastly improve what this Arcana does. That is why I am considering the Sidewinder's Badge. But I'm also well aware that right now my combat options are looking a little sparse. Oh, and that's right, I want to finish saying what I was saying about the Earth Knights and the Premier Shield. Luxury handbag is a maybe, it depends on what Iris sells. So their mirror shield will throw back into your face any projectile that you throw at them. With one exception. If you happen to have a... Let's see, what do we have here? Alright, well at this point, the Sidewinder's badge is a no-brainer. I need just a little bit of extra money to afford it. And I think that'll be worth it in the long run, even with the idea that it's lowering the damage of my Tidal Blast right now. It'll be made up for in the idea that everything else I have will be doing extra damage. And of course, that lowered damage won't be forever either. See what I mean about the idea that it's doing a lot of extra hits now? So now Sidewinder's badge is looking like a much better prospect, isn't it? And we now have plenty of money to afford it, so let's go get ourselves a Sidewinder's badge. Thank you, Sturdy Wooden Easel. Wait, what is that? Token of Commerce? Summons Cremire the Collector. You know what? Actually, I'm okay with that. I can give him the token on the next floor, as well as the Ironclad card holder, because honestly, the HP increase from the Ironclad card holder to me is not that important. There we go. Yes, trying to sneak in attacks in between his ultimate is very difficult. Make no mistake, I was kind of taking a risk and being a little ballsy there. And I highly recommend that if you're not sure if you can sneak in any attacks, you don't have any ranged attacks, or you're just not sure about the timing, just focus on dodging his stone spires. That is easily your strongest priority during that attack. Oh, and there is what we've been looking for. Tidal Blast upgrade. Perfect. We'll come back for that once we have the money. Yes, right now that is kind of top priority. Made a bit of an oopsie there, but it somehow worked out. You know, in other news, guess which guy has 2 thumbs and has now gotten his COVID-19 vaccines. I know you can't see me, but hi, I have 2 thumbs. I haven't been in a horrible industrial accident or anything. But yes, that got finished on Wednesday, and I'm either lucky or maybe in this case just average when I say that I had no negative reaction to the vaccine aside from sore arm and, well, being tired is just the course of having a busy work schedule that, with days that have been just unusually rough. And that's another thing to remember about Exploding Fireball as a signature, is that you can launch the 3 fireballs in different directions, which makes it good for both crowd control and just piling on tons of damage. Wait, is that Cremire up there? Because I can sell him a bunch of shit. It is not. But there are things here that I wouldn't mind taking, such as... Oh, that's resistance to earth-based attacks. Oh, whoops, that's right, it's Gaia's Shovel that increases damage. Alright, so cushion flip-flops or jewelry box are about the best things I got going for me right now. But, like I said, this is top priority. And that goes especially true when you consider that I also have the luxury handbag, so it's also not only just giving me a nice big shield to work with, but also increasing its damage. Yes, I did just take the long way. I don't know why I did that. Here we go. Alright, so now I can sell him 2 of my useless objects. You can have that. Thank you, sir. And you can have that. It is a good one, isn't it? Glad you like it. And cushion flip-flops will be a little bit more universally helpful. So, take those. There we go. Looking good. As much as I like Dice of the Nemesis, I'm not working a critical hit build, which doesn't mean that it won't, that the super crits won't proc or anything, but it's far less likely, and I don't really want to pin my chances on that. And I think, in the hopes of finding a good Wind Arcana to max out what Captain's Ring does, I think I'm just going to save my money. Don't get me wrong, Jewelry Box is good. But for one, I already have a really good defensive relic, shut up, that will probably get the job done. And 2, I couldn't afford it anyway. Alright, Anchor of Burden is a maybe. I got one good cursed relic that's already improving damage. And yes, I know that the severe downside is that I'm going to be moving a lot slower if I pick that up. But I think the trade-off is going to be worth it in the long run. That and if I can find Mercury Sandals, that'll just kind of erase all. Oh, he's selling. Why are you selling me the same thing again? What is wrong with you? Alright, give me that. thought I was going to hit all of them, but I ended up accidentally moving it. Wait, what? 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 You telling me that a friggin' barrel stopped the gigantic fireball? Well, that's just plain annoying. I haven't said much about it, but I am happy to have August Charge. Not only is it powerful, but it's just another good shield to absorb incoming hits with. And with the shield, with that ability, I just get to hit right back. It's beautiful. Alright, there is a Wind Arcana there, but I'm kind of thinking it might not be top priority to get that. I'm not sure. I've seen all the vendors. I just need to think to myself, what is top priority right now? Well, definitely nothing here. That's a maybe, especially since Mentis Imperium does do good damage. So it would be nice to have the jewelry box now, since I would have that little synergy between the Chaos Locator and it, but somehow I don't think that's a big deal. I just don't. Remember, the reason to complete the floor isn't necessarily for bragging rights or anything, it's to make sure we have more money for the next floors. Perfect. Or even for just later on. Alright, so I do think Mentis Imperium is probably the better choice of the things that I could purchase. Or I should say the best choice. Make sure I'm using the language that we've all agreed upon. Okay, so what makes me not want to take that is the idea that I'm holding on to Audrey's Charge. Yeah, I think I'm making the right choice. But Dark Sage, doesn't that make it more difficult for you to reposition and dodge attacks? I mean, to be fair, yes, it does. But the extra damage should make that less of a concern. That, and if quick movement is needed, it doesn't affect the speed of your dash. So you can seriously just get around by spamming your dash. Which is especially effective if you happen to have the Chaotic Rift. So no, I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage right now. Although I don't know how many of you play Monster Hunter, but we've got the digital event coming up that's going to detail what's next for Monster Hunter Rise. I'm so stoked. I'm looking forward to new weapons and armor. I'm looking forward to looking forward to new monsters. Hey, who knows? We might even get a nice little shift in the meta of the game. Shield Bash. Dragon Arc. I am going to hold on to that specifically for Shu. immediate Mentis Imperium upgrade. I love it. Now that might take second fiddle to whatever Anders is selling, though, so let's not be too quick to just throw my money at that, especially since I can't afford it right now. All of my projectiles are being blocked by small objects. And granted, the tree, that's not a small object, but I mean, it still counts the same way for the game's purposes. Oh, and I guess the other reason to not take the blinding binoculars is for Tidal Blast. That is also... Well, I'm not sure if it counts as melee, but it's not a projectile. Though, to be fair, I'm pretty sure it does count as melee. You know, between Tidal Blast and Aegis Charge and the Cushion Flip-Flops, I've got a lot of shielding. The only way I'd have any more shielding is if I had Wavefront. Although I have a chance to try something. This might end up hurting more than I want, but can you use Aegis Charge on the explosive nitroglycerin barrels without taking damage yourself? You can! Oh, that is beautiful to know. Here, take this token. Thank you. Thank you. So, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't exactly been paying a huge amount of attention to a lot of other gaming news. Though to be fair, there are some things that have caught my attention, like newer things that aren't out yet. It's a shame that my memory isn't working, because I would share some examples with you, but there have been some very interesting looking things that should be coming out in the pipeline. Yeah, you guys can beat the crap out of each other, I'm okay with that. Ooh, Merchant's Cart! Now that is a beautiful damage increase. See, I should have at least 1 or 2 more combat rooms that I can use to afford the Merchant's Cart, which, beautifully for me, is on sale. See, and right now Mentis Imperium is in perfect hands because not only can I distract the enemies with it, but it also just flat out does good damage all on its own. Like, it's a big change from what Mentis Imperium was. Which, if you're gonna ask me what Mentis Imperium was, I'm sorry, I don't remember. It's been too long. By the way, the other bonus to having the Anchor of Burden is that it's not only increasing damage, but it's also increasing stun values, so enemies stay staggered longer. I might have mentioned this before, I don't know if I have or not, but just in case there's any question, I hate Strafe Archer. Here we go. You're looking mighty good right about now. As far as what's been going on in Monster Hunter, I have been trying really hard to revamp some of my builds, using information that I know now to try to remake some of my old builds and make them stronger. Because there are some abilities that I definitely overvalued when I was first putting sets together, that I'm thinking maybe it's time to go back to the drawing board and redo this. Very tempted by both Bouncing Bubble and Dynamic Disarray. I've also been kind of experimenting with different skills. And see what sort of value there is to be had with certain skills in comparison to others. It's not dead yet. There we go. So that's kind of where I'm at in Monster Hunter right now, is just experimenting with different builds and different skills. And like I said, the 3.0 update coming along. First of all, I'd like to point out that the 2.0 update was, I want to say, 800 megabytes if I remember correctly. But the new update coming on is 1.4 gig. Which I'm hoping means we get either 1 or 2 more monsters, or... Sorry, 1 or 2 more monsters, or, you know, new skills and armor. Like, any of that would be just fan-freaking-tastic. I am totally down to see either returning monsters, or maybe a new monster. Like, would it be too much to hope for an Apex Gossarat? I'm guessing probably, but a boy can dream, can't he? You know what, Barrel? You can go to hell. That's what I was trying to do. Now, I'm pretty sure that one of the things we'll be getting in the new Monster Hunter Rise update is the ability to fight Apex Rathalos and Apex Diablos outside of the Rampage quest, which really entices me because one of my favorite hunts right now is Apex Rathian. Which, I'm just gonna call it like I sees it, that's pretty much just this game's Dread Queen from Generations Ultimate. But again, I'm not complaining, I'm simply pointing it out. Alright, so if I want to go the route of maximize the damage bonus that I get from the merchant's cart, then I need probably 300 gold in order to... Also, why am I going this direction? Oh, I've explored the whole level. Sorry, I thought I still had rooms to look at. I got so distracted talking about my baby Monster Hunter that I completely just zoned on what I was doing. Oh, never mind. I can just take that, then I'll come back here, grab the Infinity Marble, and now we're set. So now, if other relics come up that would be more useful to the build, we can always drop Jade's Gem Locator. It's nice, don't get me wrong, but at this point I don't really need the Dragon Radar, sorry lady. By the way, despite how it looks, that's not elven ears, that's just a very eccentric helmet. Oh, that was a waste. There we go. Now we can switch this back. I mean, okay, it guarded the attack, cool, but I would have rather had the attack go off. Ooh, knife versus sword. Yeah! Now, in any normal scenario, you would expect the knight to win, and hey, you know what? He did win, so... Whoops. Okay, went a little overboard. You know, between Aegis Charge and Tidal Blast, we had shielding for days. Oh, honey, you didn't even know what hit you. Got my 3 fairy friends, got my shields, got my immense power. Alright. That was a very quick Shadow Beast takedown. And once again, shielding. Oh, shock line. It can block enemy projectiles. And then you stand in the middle of the Dragon Arc and just get roasted because you weren't paying attention. Oh, hey, that reminds me. Sturdy Wooden Easel was a 4th shield. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, with all that shielding, I'd say the movement speed decrease from the Anchor of Burden, hardly a thing to worry about. Like, if you haven't tried taking Anchor of Burden when you have at least one other cursed relic, try it out if power is your thing. If you're more about speed, then yeah, you're going to want to avoid that. I just figured, considering the build, it was worth it. It might have only been 10%, But again, keep in mind, it's not just an extra 10% damage, it's also an extra 10% stun value, so it's easier to pile damage onto bosses. Well, that's it for me. Thank you guys very much for watching. I always enjoy doing these build runs and analysis, kind of the thing that I do. If you enjoy it, let everyone know that this is what I do. I also just sometimes like to put on a game like Loop Hero and just talk. It helps me get stuff off my chest, and hey, sometimes there's news that needs to be shared, so hey, you know, it's a win-win. So again, thank you very much for spending some of your free time with me. I really appreciate it. Drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit me up on my social media, which I need to check more often to be fair, and I will catch you guys in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you, hopefully with a revised schedule so I can do these more regularly.